Social media is dead. Not in the sense that people don't use it anymore. Trust me, people use it too much. But in the sense that 90% of what we see on there is meaningless, soulless content with no real value that's slowly rotting our brains away. Social media used to be a place to connect with friends, to check in on loved ones who you don't see every day, but you were able to keep up with through photos and videos uploaded to the various sites. And then, TikTok happened. This bullshit ass app took over the world and changed social media as we knew it. They completely restructured how videos are shared on the internet using short form content, and everyone quickly got on board. YouTube got shorts, Facebook and Instagram got reels, shit, even LinkedIn has them now. And with the rise of these sub 60-second clips came the fall of our attention spans. People could no longer sit through videos longer than that, and even those short clips had to have some crazy ass attention grabbing antics in the beginning to make people stop and watch. But that's not all TikTok introduced. It also introduced endless content. It seems like it was just a couple years ago that I could get on Instagram, see all the updates from the pages and people that I follow, and get a little message at the bottom that said, "You're all caught up." This feature not only prevented you from scrolling, but it also let you know that you had seen everything you needed to see. You could get off the app now. But God forbid that we stop using these apps. So now if you get on Instagram or Facebook or even YouTube, you can just scroll and scroll and scroll, even if the posts you're scrolling through have nothing to do with you. It doesn't even matter if you follow the pages or not, because the platform will take it upon themselves to suggest posts they think you might like based on that one video you watched 2 weeks ago and whatever the rest of the brain-rotted internet is watching. And what do? Well, we eat that shit up. We spend hours and hours of our day just doom scrolling through a bunch of pointless content. It's reported that the average person spends 2.5 hours on social media every day. And they're not even watching most of what they scroll past because it just doesn't grab their attention or it doesn't even relate to them. And you know what the craziest part is? Of that 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours is spent on TikTok. What the fuck is happening? Honestly, I'm kind of glad they're banning that shit. But don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily dislike social media. I use it myself every single day. And in fact, I go one step further and post on it, and I want people to watch my videos, so in a way, I want you to use social media. There are some good channels and people to follow out there, and you can learn quite a bit from these people. I'd like to think I'm one of them, so please consider subscribing. But sadly, most of what we're seeing on a regular basis now is brain rot content. Skibbity toilets, mogging, aura points, and English or Spanish.
English or Spanish?
English.
Whoever moves first is gay.
Oh, it's this guy. Oh. Baby, you got something in your nose.
Alright, the last one is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Shit. But my point is that this has gone too far. Our mindless consumption is slowly killing us. So if you're tired of all the shitty content on the internet and you want to take a break, or if you're just simply trying to reverse brain rot, here are 5 simple things you can do instead of doom scrolling. Also, that was supposed to be my intro, but it kind of got out of hand, so these are going to be kind of quick. Ready? Go. You had to know this was coming first. I will always be a proponent of getting up and being active rather than sitting on your ass and being a lazy bum all day. And when I say exercise, I don't even mean it in the sense of like going to the gym every day and lifting weights or even doing intense cardio. If you do those, great, I enjoy them myself. But exercising doesn't have to be those things. It can be things that are considered more fun. You can do mountain biking, you can do hiking, you can play sports. As long as you're getting up and being active and moving your body and getting your heart rate up, that's all that matters. So next time you have the urge to get on your phone and just scroll, consider going for a walk. That's it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Reading is not boring. You're reading boring books. I understand that school messed reading up for you. They made you read some boring ass books and some boring ass textbooks and then write reports and do all kinds of homework assignments on it to the point where you associated reading with something negative. Trust me when I tell you these 2 things. There's a book out there for everyone, and if you read enough books, you will find the genre you like. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to just go to the library and pick out any random book, because chances are you won't like it right off the bat, or it's gonna take you a long time to actually find what you like. So if you wanna start reading but you don't know where to start, ask yourself this. When you get on Netflix or Hulu or HBO, whatever, what do you like to watch? Got it? Read that. Simple. There are 1.5 billion skills you can learn out there in the world. You can learn how to play an instrument, you can learn how to do coding, you can learn filming and editing videos like me. And I know trying to learn something new is a little daunting because it feels like it's going to be really hard, but it doesn't have to take that long. There's actually a great TED Talk by Josh Kaufman which explains that all it takes to be good at anything is 20 hours of dedicated practice. You won't be great at it, but you'll be better than like 80% of people. That's good enough. Forget all that bullshit about it takes 10,000 hours to master something. If all you want to do is get good, just practice for 20 hours. Why 20, you ask? Well, because it comes out to about 45 minutes a day for a month, even if you skip a couple days. Stretch that out to 2 months, about 20 minutes a day. Anybody can do it, there's no excuses. Not to mention that learning new skills can also have a bunch of benefits. It can help you meet new people, it can help you impress your friends, or it can even help you make money. Just learn something. Now, I know this sounds easier said than done, but as a practice, it's really not that difficult. Let me explain. There's this common misconception that your purpose just sort of happens, it sort of finds you. And it can, but it's very, very rare. Finding your purpose generally takes a ton of work. It requires introspection. It requires a deeper understanding of yourself. And how do you gain these? Well, by doing some of the things we already talked about. Read books, a lot. Try new things, learn new skills, travel, meet new people, experience life. That's really what it's about. Finding your purpose takes effort. It takes intention. You're never going to find it if all you ever do is sit on your couch and scroll through your phone. And it may take a really long time. Like, you may not find it if you replace today's 2 hours on social media with introspection. Like, it's not going to be that simple. But even if it does take a long time, time's going to pass anyway. What better way is there to spend your time than to trying to find your purpose? It's like Dan Coe said, there doesn't seem to be a more worthwhile endeavor to dedicate your life to than to see what you are capable of. Enough said. And finally, like I said, I don't necessarily dislike social media. The problem with it, and honestly with shorts, is that it's endless content. If you allow it to, it will pull you in and you'll end up scrolling and scrolling for hours. Truthfully, hours. So if you just can't muster up the energy to do anything that we've talked about in this video so far, if you just want to chill and do nothing, if the need to watch something is eating away at you like Tyrone Biggums when he wants crack, I implore you to pick standalone content. Listen to an episode of a podcast, watch a movie or documentary, watch a YouTube video. It doesn't need to be informational or educational content. It could be purely for entertainment purposes. But the point is, you won't find yourself in an endless sea of brain-numbing bullshit. And the best part? When it's done, it's done. Now, if you have even just half a brain, I'm sure you'll have noticed a pattern here. All the things you can do to avoid brain rot involve simply just spending less time on social media. I'm a big fan of picking up hobbies because it gives you something fun to look forward to away from any sort of screen. I also highly recommend installing apps that can reduce your screen time. I've talked about this before, but I use an app that's called Screens, which is 100% free. You can add a ton of apps, set limits for each app in terms of both usage time and number of opens, and even set delays to open each app, which is a great deterrent in and of itself. I also recently found out that it's entirely developed and run by a single guy who does it on his free time. This isn't even sponsored. I've just been using it for a while, and I honestly think it's really cool. So I'm gonna link it in the description if anybody wants to check it out and support that one dude doing this for us. But with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.